Imagine watching a world you love slowly slip away. Each moment, each choice, leaving its mark, yet slipping through your fingers like sand. Arthur Morgan's journey in Red Dead Redemption 2 feels like a mirror held up against our own lives, reflecting how time shapes us, how regret haunts us, and how we search for meaning in a world that's constantly changing. Today, we'll explore a story that asks, can we ever find redemption before our time runs out?
You know, nothing means more to me than this gang. The bond we share, it's the most real thing to me. I would kill for it, I would happily die for it.
All these things we've done. Good things. Bad things. All these people we seen passed on. You was always special.
In Red Dead Redemption 2, time doesn't just pass. It transforms everything it touches. Arthur Morgan, the outlaw protagonist, lives at a tipping point in history where the lawless freedom he once knew is being wiped away. Modern civilization, railroads, lawmen, barbed wire is taking over the once wild frontier, and Arthur stands at the edge, watching his way of life disappear. This unstoppable march of time reflects our human experience. Time keeps moving, bringing changes and with it a mixture of possibility and losses. Philosophers have long contemplated this force of time and change. Heraclitus, for instance, famously said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." Like the river, Arthur's world is shifting in a way that he can't control. His struggle to understand his place in this new world mirrors Heraclitus' beliefs that change is the only constant, and trying to resist it is in some way to resist life itself. It's a theme that touches on the fragile and bittersweet nature of life, how we often long for what was, even as life pulls us forward. Arthur's journey through America's West reminds us that change comes from all of us, whether we're ready or not. The seasons shift, character age, and the wilderness he once called home is disappearing. Dutch Wenderlin, Arthur's mentor and leader, tries to resist, clinging to his dream of a life unbound by rules. But his refusal to accept reality becomes his own downfall, a reminder of the dangers of fighting change when it's already arrived. Arthur, on the other hand, eventually came to understand the wisdom of accepting life's impermanence. His acceptance isn't resignation, it's resilience. He learns, like the Stoic philosopher taught, that peace comes when we focus on what we can control and accept what we can't. Alongside time's relentless passage is another profound theme: regret. Arthur, who is forced to face his own mortality after a tuberculosis diagnosis, begins to question his past and the life he's lived. Suddenly he feels the weight of his choices, the people he's hurt, and the violence he's enacted. His journey transformed into a quest of redemption, an attempt to right some of the wrongs he's caused. It's a journey that feels profoundly humane, reflecting our own desire to make amends, to ease the burden of regret that follows us throughout life. Arthur's reflection on his past speaks to the existential idea of the philosopher like Kierkegaard, who describes regret as an inescapable part of human condition. He argued that we often live with tension between what we are and what we could have been, a feeling Arthur knows too well.
I just wanted to say the debt's canceled and here, take this. It won't bring your husband back, I know. You need money and I don't.
Oh, you're a good man. I just wish you'd done it before he worked himself into the grave. But you know, maybe you and your friend that lent him the money could do things differently, like not threaten a man. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I really am.
His love for Mary Linton, a woman he couldn't commit to because of his outlaw life, embodies these unfulfilled possibilities. Mary serves as a symbol of what could have been, and through her, Arthur faces the realization that some dreams simply aren't meant to be. As his health declined, Arthur is determined to give John Marston and his family a chance at a better life. This isn't just an act of kindness, it's Arthur's way of seeking redemption. trying to leave something good behind. His action reflects Jean Paul Sartre's idea that our choices define us. Arthur can't change the past, but he can choose to leave a legacy of compassion rather than violence. He takes responsibility for his own choices, powerful act of agency even in the face of mortality. And through that, he finds a measure of peace. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a western. It's a profound story about time, regret, and redemption that resonates deeply with our own life. Arthur Morgan's journey invites us to reflect on the choices we made, the weight we carry, and the fleeting nature of time. Through him, we can encourage ourselves to live with intention, to make peace with the past, and to understand that while time may be unstoppable, the way we live, the choices we make, the people we impact is ours to define. In the end, Arthur's story lingers. It's more than a tale of outlaw. It's a meditation of life itself. Like Marcus Aurelius once wrote in Meditations, it is not that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. In his final moment, Arthur looks at the world he knows he's living and says, "I gave you all I had." That line feels like a prayer, doesn't it? We all want to look back one day and feel like we did our best that we could. Even if life didn't go as planned, Arthur's story reminds us that no matter how broken or messy our past is, we can still choose to be better, to do better, and to leave something good behind. And maybe that's what really matters. Not perfection, but just giving life everything we've got before our time is up.